You might have missed it, but something deeply alarming happened on national TV, and it barely made a ripple. Donald Trump's press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, was asked again about Donald Trump openly musing again about serving a third term. And of course, we know that this is explicitly unconstitutional under the 22nd Amendment. What was Karoline Leavitt's response? Well, it's to leave the door open to exactly that possibility.
So as you know, Caroline, the president a couple of times over the last few days has floated this idea of a third term, which the 22nd Amendment doesn't allow, but he's certainly talking about it. He talked to NBC News about it, and then he was asked about it on Air Force One on the way back from Mar-a-Lago last night. Listen here.
I don't want to talk about a third term now because no matter how you look at it, we got a long time to go. We have a long time. You know, we have almost 4 years to go. And that's a long time. But despite that, so many people are saying, you've got to run again. They love the job we're doing. Most importantly, they love the job we're doing.
Now, of course, the 22nd Amendment was passed in the wake of 4 terms of Franklin Roosevelt's presidency. It was Republicans who pushed it in the first place, saying that'll never happen again. It took just over 3 years to pass and ratify that amendment. So if the president hopes to change it, it would seem to me time is running out already.
Well, it's funny to me that journalists ask the president this question. He gives an honest and candid answer, and then they spiral about his answer. He was asked this, and you heard him, and he's right. People love the job this president is doing. And as he said, we are focused on this term. We have 4 more years to go, and look at what the president has done in more than 60 days.
So notice that that's not a denial. There's not a correction. It's of course, people want him to serve more. Now, you might notice that she also said they asked him the question and then they spiral based on his answer. Well, yes, sometimes you react to the content of the answer. Answering the question doesn't end the topic. Answering the question is step one and then having a conversation about it. Now, when she was later asked in this exact same interview whether Trump might actually try to stay in office longer than the Constitution allows, here's what she said.
Of course, the 22nd Amendment was passed in the wake of 4 terms of Franklin Roosevelt's.
Sorry, this is an overlap of the exact same clip, and that's my mistake. Sometimes the truth is worth being worried about, is the takeaway. Now, as we spoke about earlier this week, there are ways to remain in office more than 2 terms. Not all of them are legal. One option is the constitutional path, which is the 22nd Amendment says you can't do it. Repeal the 22nd Amendment. That requires supermajorities in Congress and 3/4 of the states. I don't believe that that's going to happen. You know, Trump's sort of popular in the Republican Party. He's not that popular. The country is way too polarized to get that level of consensus. The second option, it's legally muddy. It's running as VP, and then the president resigns and Trump would ascend to the presidency. The problem there is that the 12th Amendment says you can't be VP if you're ineligible to be president again. You can't run for VP if you're ineligible to be president. So then you would have to say, well, what Trump could do is be appointed VP after a VP resigns, or he could run for Speaker of the House and then be it starts to get extraordinarily muddled legally. And none of this stuff has been tested, to be very clear. The third option is he just runs again. And we've talked about this before. Who would actually stop him? Would the courts say no? I think even a Trump-friendly Supreme Court probably would say no to Trump running again. And then the fourth option, kind of the nuclear option, is the guy just refuses to leave. The problem there is it would require the military and Congress and the courts and Secret Service all to let it happen. I might be naive. I just don't believe that the military and Congress and the courts and the Secret Service would go along with it. So when MAGA Mike Johnson was asked, is there a constitutional way for Trump to do this? MAGA Mike Johnson was actually right. And he said there is one way, and it's to repeal the 22nd Amendment. I wish it were that simple. Because that's certainly not going to happen. After researching, writing, refining, The Echo Machine, my book, is finally out. This is not just a book about how American politics got so broken. it's also about what's happening right now and what we can still do to stop things from getting worse. Trump's been back in power. The results have been even more catastrophic than many feared, with targeting of political opponents and gutting democratic institutions, laying the groundwork to even further consolidate power. But the thing is that none of this is inevitable. The same forces that brought us here can be countered if we understand how they work and what to do about them. And that's what the echo machine is all about. Some say that without corporate media backing, books like this can't succeed. I think we can prove them wrong. You can get the Echo Machine right now at davidpakman.com/echo on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Audible, Kindle, or by calling any local bookstore and asking them to order it. This book is more important than ever. If you care about what happens next, and I do, check out the Echo Machine today at davidpakman.com/echo.